Coming up this week on Two Ginger Gems.
James has lunch with Tom Bergeron, and there's an extra special surprise.
Kate talks about her audition with The Sopranos.
There's also a beautiful piece of theatre you can't miss called Dragon Mama.
And talking of the Dragon's Mama, Kate's mum calls in with her viewer's choice.
Enjoy!
From beautiful Hollywood, California, welcome to Ginger Gems with Kate and James.
Oh my gosh. Welcome, Ginger Gems.
Welcome. Hello,
it's another
darling.
Tuesday.
What's been happening this week, guys?
Wow.
How's your Easter?
My Easter is good. I had 2 Cadbury's cream eggs.
Oh,
so
lovely.
that makes me happy. It's the only thing I will have for.
That's what's important.
Yeah, they are the best.
Happy Kate, happy life.
Happy Kate, happy life. So what's been happening in your week this week, babe? I don't know what happened, but I was just flicking through the old media, babe.
Yeah.
And suddenly there was all this stuff about Tom Bergeron. Do you want to go into it?
Tom Bergeron, yes, back to Dance with the Stars. So Tom and I have been friends from way back. He was the host on Hollywood Squares when I worked on Hollywood Squares back in the late 90s. And then when Squares ended, went on Dance with the Stars. So I've known him forever, and he's a good guy. He's a really, really good guy. And obviously he's no longer on Dancing, but I've remained friends. We have lunch now and then. And I had lunch with him on Thursday in Calabasas, and it was really nice. It was a really good catch up and just talk about life, and he's doing great and he looks really well. The main reason we got together was because obviously last November he came back for the 20th anniversary of Dance with the Stars, and he came back as a guest judge.
How great was that?
It was
when
so
he
good.
Walked through.
When he walked through, we talked about that, and it was
crazy.
it was like ethereal. There was all the smoke and the screens open, and he walked out.
It was cool.
So when Tom left, it was a little, it wasn't great, and it was between seasons, so we didn't know who was going to go, so there wasn't a big leaving party, and there wasn't a big speech and all that kind of thing. It was just in between seasons he was told he wasn't coming back, and it was a little bit, it was a shame for the show, but, there it is. And one of the things that when people leave Dance with the Stars over the years, we've quite often given them a trophy. We presented them with a trophy and, a replica of the winner's trophy. And so when the different director or executives have left, and because Tom left between seasons, there wasn't one. So I get the trophies made, and I have I know all the people, and I know how to get it done. So I had a trophy made, and I felt that it would be something that he could just put on his desk and just have something. And even if he
next to his Emmy,
he's got more than one, I believe. And I think that if it felt it was something that he could look at and just remember all the kind of fun stuff that we did on Dancing. And I went up and met him for lunch in Calabasas, and I gave him this trophy, and it was he wasn't expecting it. I don't think he was expecting. I mean, I went in carrying this big box, but it was nice. He was kind of really pleased. He was kind of a little bit emotional.
And what did he do, babe? He put out a.
And so he put a little video message, a little thank you video
yeah.
message on Facebook and Instagram. Almost, I don't think I was even home from I said goodbye, and and by the time I got home, it was out. And he put it up there, and it was really nice. It was a really nice, genuine message.
We'll link it below.
We'll link it below. And he put that out there, and I thought, well, that's very sweet. And people saw it, and that was nice, and that was the end of it.
And then what happened?
I guess it must have been a slow news week, but in fact, it's been anything but. But the next day, it was all over like People Magazine and Entertainment Weekly and E! News and Yahoo and everything. And it was just all over the press that Tom had been given this honorary Mirror Ball. And it was not, I wasn't trying to do it on behalf of the show. I was doing it because he's my mate and I wanted him to have one. But it was all there that Tom has been given this honorary thing, so many years after he was let go and 5 months after his last appearance. It was, to me, it was a personal gesture to my friend who I'd been through so much with on Dance with the Stars, and I wanted him to have a trophy. But it was nice that the response was surprising, but it was also really nice. People were really pleased. People were really pleased. I mean, there's a lot of people. I saw some.
Because they love Tom.
Yeah, everyone loves Tom, and there was a lot of. I saw some of the dancers had commented, and a lot of people that we know from the show had commented, and they all just felt it was, well, you deserve it, and it was never that he deserves it. I just thought you should have one. So that was fun, but it was like it was just a nice little. It was a really nice lunch catch up with Tom. I wanted to give him a gift. but I was surprised that it kind of made the press.
Viral, babe. Everywhere.
But so that was nice. That was nice this week.
Cool. And last week we spoke about going up to the moon, and we said it was April Fool's Day.
We kind of were.
And we were like, we didn't want to say too much because we thought it
was a strange day to do it.
Yeah,
didn't we?
it might be full. But you know what I was thinking after? It was actually the full moon as well on that day.
I guess
Not
we
that
thought
would
we
have
felt it
anything
was.
to do, but I bet it does in a little way because of the energy a full moon brings to the sea, to the atmosphere, to everything.
Well, I think we kind of felt with all the skeptics around all this moon stuff that we thought April 1st was a silly day to do it.
Dodgy.
But then,
I called it dodgy. I think it's a dodgy day to do it.
But then when it went, it was. You didn't even think about what day it was. It was just. Did you watch the takeoff and all that sort of stuff? So it's cool. They're up there. They're in space. Everything's going well. And looking at all the footage, and they're showing. They show these really nice pictures of the Earth, which from the pictures, from what I can tell, is pretty round. I don't see any flatness to it. It looks pretty round.
Who is saying it's flat now?
Well, there's all
people come out now saying it's flat again.
No,
I thought it was
just
something.
like
I thought somebody new had
had
come out and said it. And I was
but there's all the flat earthers. Yeah, somehow their photograph shows it being round, which is But that was. It looks. They apparently had some problems with the toilet, but apparently the toilet's fixed. So I mean, you don't want to be in that capsule, do you? When the toilet don't work. But they. So that was kind of cool. So it went from we were a little bit skeptical about it, but by all accounts, it is going as well as it could, and they're on the dock side. They're hours right now. They're hours away from the dock side of the moon, and it's just a very cool thing that they're doing. But and then the other thing we talked about last week, which just want to update. How's Delilah? Your Nissan Figaro.
Delilah is great. She's had a deep clean. This is what I'm going to call her. She had a deep clean, and she's had a new carpet.
Okay.
Yeah, and she looks gorgeous. She's now going back to G&K Autos, who will be making her California compliant.
And this is like a long term, because one thing we didn't mention last week, you don't actually have the car yet, do you? It's going to take time to get it.
It's going to take 8 to 12 weeks, hopefully closer to 8, because the wonderful Eric, the mechanic there, see, I'm giving everybody a plug so I can push it along. Hopefully, so I'll have it by June.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Because
I'll tell everyone about it then.
And it's not
But I will keep posting. She has her own Instagram now.
So I will
keep. Of course she does. How could she not?
What's the Instagram?
Delilah Days and Nights. But I think that might also be a porno link as well. I think it might be. But I didn't want to change it. I didn't care. Huh?
Does it have anything to do with the muffler?
Is that what the deep clean was all about?
Oh my God. No, I wanted to get a new carpet, and now we have a new carpet, and she looks beautiful.
So, what else?
I'm really, really happy. I'm going to mention this. There's a film director called Marielle Heller. Isn't that a great name? Marielle Heller. Marielle Heller. And she is in a huge bidding war, or she is the person who has got this huge bidding war around her. Sony is winning it at the moment for her new movie called The Comebacker. How people will know her is she was the director of Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood with Tom Hanks.
Right.
What was
about
his name?
Mr. Rogers.
About Mr. Rogers. About Mr. Rogers.
Good movie.
And now
did you ever see that movie?
Yeah, I did see that movie. And this is the first time there's been so much, so many people wanting to get hold of this movie that is being headed by a woman director. So I'm just mentioning that because we're just at the end of Women's History Month. And I think it's really important. There's also Chloe Zhao is getting a lot more, all I'm going to say is if we look back, and even when women have won Oscars, like Catherine Bigelow for The Hurt Locker, she didn't work for years. Do you know what I mean? And we work in television, and we know women directors, and we know that they kind of are getting the scraps. Let's be honest here. Do you know what I mean? They really are. So it's time that people, this needs to change. And I'm putting my, hard hat on here. This needs to change. There's brilliant directors out there, female, and it needs to change. And going from there, I'm going to lead straight into my bloody TV. My TV pick this week is Louis Theroux, Inside the Manosphere. Did you watch it? Have you watched it?
No, but I do like Louis Theroux.
I love Louis Theroux. I'm in love with Louis Theroux. I have been since the very beginning. He's such a dork, and he's so smart, and he just plays everything on the right note.
Okay.
And you can throw him into any
situation,
any environment, and he's going to find a way of surviving it when he shouldn't.
What's this one then? Inside
This
the
is
Manosphere,
about,
what's that?
okay, well, this is a whole thing. I didn't know anything about this, babe. I never heard anything about it. There's whole movement going on with young men trying to pull this whole, basically, you know, women are in the house cleaning, cooking, and the men are in charge of everything, and they need to shut their mouth. Plus, the men can go and have many, you know, go and fuck anybody they want.
Jesus.
But the woman has to stay in the house, and she can only fuck him. This is this whole thing, and it's not even a joke, babe. This is massive. And you know who the followers are of it? Mainly teenage boys. So I feel like we're caught in a loop there. Do you know what I mean? They're trying so hard. We already don't own the rights to our own bodies. We're now going to have a problem voting if we got married. And now this is coming round, and Louis is
Where
so
is
good on
this?
it.
Where do you find this? Inside the Manosphere? Louis Theroux.
Netflix.
Okay.
Yeah. But
is it a one-part thing?
Oh, it's just one documentary, babe.
Yeah, it's
honestly,
about an hour and a half.
It's an hour and a half. Just
And at the end of it, do you feel? Does it make you angry?
No, you feel sad. Yes,
Oh,
you feel
okay.
angry, sad, and these people as well. They're only doing it for the hits and the bloody money anyway. You know, when they delve deep into it, they didn't even know what they were talking about, half of them. And there's this one who's English, babe, called H, and at the end they go to his mum's house, right? So they meet his mum. And he's saying all these things about women, but his mum is this little strong Londoner. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
But she's also sort of in on it, isn't she? When they showed the behind the scenes,
She knows where she's getting the money from.
Yeah, she knows where she's getting the money from, and he was like, that mummy. They had some back thing, didn't they? And she's like, no, it's filthy there. Clean that up. And he's like, oh, but mummy, you know. So it was.
Oh my God, we'll take a look.
Babe, honestly, it's eye-opening.
No, but these guys have millions and millions of followers, and all they do is spread anti-Semitism, misogyny, homophobia. I mean, all the worst.
Yes. They did this awful
how many
thing.
times?
They did this. People, it's just disgusting.
But how many times do you get? I mean, religion as well. How many times do you get these people who are not practicing what they literally not practicing what they preach?
They
say
never do.
everything. And then they go home and do the opposite.
It's just the money.
Yeah,
That's
they're
money.
doing it for
Really,
the money. But the
isn't it?
problem isn't that, babe. The problem is the silly idiots with no money who are following
it. Yeah.
I
understand it.
It's these teenage boys.
But these people put these people on these pedestals as like, oh my God, they're great. What they say is, yeah, and they're just like
That's
these
every
faith
cult
healers.
leader.
Yeah.
Do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah,
always.
exactly.
I mean, it's sort of one. I mean, there's one after the other, and we all know where they're coming. We've all seen the documents lately. Do you know, of all the people who we thought were this way and are not that way? So yeah, it's crazy stuff. But
so that was our TV. That's our current TV.
yeah,
Netflix.
But
Louis Theroux.
watch it because I think people should know about it. They should know what's going on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Classic TV.
Classic TV. I meant to mention this a week and more ago, but it was the 50th anniversary of Charlie's Angels.
My favourite show
premiere.
ever.
I believe there was
babe.
a pilot movie was the premiere, and that was 50 years ago that first aired, and then it ran for however many seasons. But and then obviously they made the movies out of it as well. But like that was your show. You were a big Charlie's Angels fan.
That was my show.
Well, you wanted to be Farrah Fawcett, didn't you?
I wanted to be Farrah Fawcett. I thought I would be Farrah Fawcett when I grew up. I thought that would be me. I'm going to be Farrah Fawcett. That's how much I loved her. So for me, Charlie's Angels didn't last as long because she was only like two seasons. But I mean, obviously I watched the others, but for me it was the Farrah Fawcett years of Charlie's Angels.
We were coming back from lunch one day in Beverly Hills, and we drove past, and I found I knew the building. I'd found online with the building that was the kind of like headquarters or whatever. And we pulled up in front, and I took you to take a look at it. And it's just a building. It's just like an office. It's like a real estate agent. Yeah,
because I knew that.
So it hasn't changed. It looks exactly the same.
It looks exactly the same.
But
and I got out the car, and you said, "Just go over there to that building." I walked to the building, and I realised I was like,
yeah.
"Oh God, I loved it so much."
I remember it. I mean, I remember it. I mean, because it was big. It was they aired it in England, and I remember it being the thing. And I remember that years later, when Dynasty came out, that you'd learned that Blake Carrington, John Forsythe, was Charlie, because you never saw Charlie in Charlie's Angels. What was his last name? Townsend.
Yeah.
John Forsythe. Years ago, I did a couple of TV reunion special things. It was
Dynasty.
we did Dynasty. And I did the Dynasty reunion, and we went up to John was it was only a couple of years before he passed, but he was living in Santa Barbara. He was retired, and we went up to his ranch in Santa Barbara. We interviewed him, just to kind of talk about the show. But it was just so bizarre to we drive all the way. I was actually with Henry Winkler of all people, but because he was producing it, and we go up to this house,
the Fonz,
and there was Henry and there was Michael Levitt, who were the two main producers, and we went up to this ranch in Santa Barbara, this beautiful ranch, and we go in. It was his daughter Brooke, who I became friends with. We go in there, and there's Blake Carrington, and I mean, I remember him as Blake Carrington more than I ever did as Charlie Townsend. But you go in, and there's Blake Carrington just sitting there, kind of having his cup of tea, and it was just like surreal as a kid growing up in England. And suddenly you're in Blake Carrington's ranch in Santa Barbara, but it was a really sweet old guy.
Did you expect him to bollock you or something when you walked in, like he used to do as Blake Carrington?
Yeah, it was quite shouty, wasn't he, old Blake?
Shouty,
but it was that was very cool. And then when he passed, we got invited, because we'd kind of done this thing with him. We got invited to his memorial was at the Hollywood Park. He was a big horse racer. He used to kind of, watch horse racing, and we went
now you're
to
talking my language there.
We went to and there was a group of us there, and there was some of the people from Dynasty, some of the people from Charles Angels, and we're all in this like suite above the thing watching the horse races, and then they, and we had to like bet on a horse or something, but they, like, in his honor, they played the theme from Dynasty out over the stadium, and the theme from Charlie's Angels.
But one of my favorites is The Sopranos.
Sopranos.
I've never seen Sopranos.
What?
Okay, you need to watch The Sopranos.
Again, it's like,
I
mentioned a couple of weeks back with Downton, it's one of those where by the time it became a big deal, it was like, oh God, there's so many to go back and start again to watch it, that it just felt like...
So what are you saying? We need another pandemic for you to watch Sopranos?
If we get a pandemic, I can knock out Sopranos,
you have
Game of Thrones.
Amazing seasons to watch.
Well, you've watched them all.
Yeah,
but
I love it so much.
Then I said, I've never seen it, so we're watching it. So we restarted it, didn't we?
Yeah. It's actually weird to think of it as being a classic series now, because I feel like it was just yesterday.
It doesn't feel like
Right.
it's that old.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll tell you what, when I was in New York...
But I bet it's 20 years ago since it was...
Yeah, I know.
No, it was, because I was in New York in 2004. Michael Imperioli, the actor in it, he plays Christopher, babe, yeah? Christopher, right? He had his own theatre called Studio Dante in New York, and I auditioned for him to be in his... Because he also had classes there that he ran, and I auditioned for him to be in it, and it was him... Vincent Coratola, Sharon Angela, and Nick Sandow, and three of them were in The Sopranos, and they used to sit on like a table in front of you. So I did the audition. Exactly like American Idol. So I did the audition for them, and I got in.
She got the golden buzzer.
I got the golden buzzer. So I studied with basically The Sopranos in New York. Isn't that amazing? And they all, what did Vincent play? Johnny Sack. But yeah, and that used to be my acting class. The audition I did was I played Bree Daniels from Clute, the movie Clute. And the scene I played was when she's talking to a psychiatrist. And that's my monologue to get in. And they were speaking Italian, and I speak Italian, but they didn't think I spoke Italian. And when I went in, and I stood there and I said, I'm Kate Moran, I'm going to do the monologue from, I would play Bree Daniels from Clute. Vincent looked at my shoes and said, Scarpi di Butana, like they're not Scarpi di Butana. And I went, oh, I think they're pretty cool. They've got like diamonds on, so they could be an opera shoes. Because I understood he was saying, oh, they're not the shoes of a prostitute. And he was like,
if anybody knows the shoes of a prostitute is.
It's me, baby. And he was like, ah. He was like, what the?
Taken aback that you knew.
Yeah, I knew that he thought he was having a giggle. And I was like, oh no, I know what you're saying. Yeah. Anyway, I got in. So yeah, I had a lot of fun with him. Actually did a scene also with Michael Imperioli's dad. We did on Golden Pond together. But yeah, lovely men. Great time. Very tough. Vincent was tough, but yeah, it was fun. But that leads me on to, I'm just going to throw it straight in there, classic movie, Clute, which is Jane Fonda, Donald Sutherland. It was up for couple of Oscars. She won an Oscar for it. She never wanted to play the part. And Alan Pakula is one of my favourite directors. Another 70s movie, I'm sorry. Do you know what I want to find out? Is there something like a university course or something where you can go and study 70s movies? Because from just doing this, I realised that I love 70s movies so much. I know the other day I found out there was like, I don't know if it's in Denmark or somewhere, or even some here. You can go to university and study Taylor Swift's lyrics, her songwriting. You can go and study that like you study Shakespeare. So there's got to be a 70s film, because I just love it so much. But yeah, Clute, she plays a prostitute gets murdered. a man disappears. Donald Sutherland appears. That's the PI, which I used to be, by the way. We'll go into that another. When I was a private detective, a private investigator, and it's so 70s. And if you just, my fashion, I love my fashion. Oh my God, her fashion, Brie Daniels' fashion in that movie, it's beyond. And her hair, she has this like shag cut, still copied now.
Shag.
It's called the shag cut. Yeah, brilliant movie. Yeah.
Right.
And you've got a classic movie, babe?
The classic movie that I thought of was, I don't know if it was 70s, it might well have been, but Amityville. The Amityville.
I bet it was.
Oh,
I bet that was 70s too. See? Why are we all, it's always...
That, I'll tell you what, the house went up for sale a couple of years ago, and I was reading up on the house, the actual real house. 1979.
Just got in there, babe.
Amityville Horror.
The Amityville Horror. And the house went up for sale, and I was looking at it, and I kind of went down that whole rabbit hole of like the history of the house, and then I watched a documentary about it, and you kind of put Amityville into Netflix and this documentaries and all this sort of stuff. And I was reading I kind of went down that rabbit hole reading.
It's true story, the movie.
Well, the whole thing was that it was based on a true story, but it was always this thing of truthfully the house. There was a mass murder there was a murder in the house. It was like a mass murder in the house. And it was very strange how it happened because there was no I think there was like basically the son killed everybody in their beds, but there was no evidence that anyone in their beds had tried to leave. So if you killed someone in one room, you'd think the other people would have got up, but it went from room to room to room to room and killed all of them, and nobody showed any they were all killed in their beds. Then another family moved into that, so they moved out because the guy went to jail and the rest were all dead. Then another family moved in, and it's their story. Their story is that they went in and the house is possessed, and it was they were in for like a week or 10 days or something, then they all left. And it's their story about what happened when they lived there for that short, maybe not 10 days, but like a short period of time. And that's where all the like kind of weird, spooky stuff happens. And it's never ever been proven whether did any of it happen, or did they kind of just take the fact that there'd been like awful things happening in the house, and so they made a story of it, and they obviously got fame from it. So the whole thing it's supposedly a true story, but the house is still there, and it's someone's house, and they used to have the like weird little kind of quarter round windows that look like eyes.
Yeah.
Well, whoever's got it now squared the windows off, so it doesn't look the same. Whereas if I had it, I'd put those windows straight back.
I would never live in that house. I would burn that house down.
Do you know what? I
They'd
don't
get
like...
to you before you
you'd be running back, and there'd be like something between your shoulder blades.
They'd find you nailed to a tree or something.
Oh my God. I've never actually watched a horror film all the way through. I've started every horror film, and I know when as soon as that, I think doesn't it go red and the blood or something starts showing? That's when I'm out.
The Shining.
It's all a bit.
Oh, and that too.
Doesn't it go? The whole house went red or something, and I was like, I'm out.
There's a whole list of supposedly because it was a book. They wrote a book, and it was like the whole thing was a true story. But it was their word that it was a true story. And then there's all these different arguments as to what could be real, what isn't real, and all this sort of stuff. And I think they're probably all dead now anyway, the people who lived there. But the movie itself is very dated, and it's a bit shit, and the effects are a bit shit, but it's still a good movie to watch. And, and then they kind of, then after that, they did all the sequels that were all like, go really over the top and stupid. But like the first one is the best one, and that's it's an interesting movie to watch, and it's cool because, I mean, what I did, like I say, you watch it and then you go back and you're reading up on all the thing and where did this come from? But it's how much of it is. It's a very dated 70s, 1979 movie, but it's a good movie to watch. It's a little, it's still kind of it still messes with your head a bit because you just don't really know what the truth is and what isn't.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest part of it is like, did this actually happen? And a skeptic would say, not a chance. They just made it up for the money. But someone else could say, well,
Yeah. Well, I believe in. We'll go there another time, but I believe in
Father Christmas.
Shit. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But we will.
I don't want to go into it, but I had my first experience.
Yeah, he just had his first experience in Vegas.
Oh.
No, that sounds dreadful.
Congratulations.
But like, maybe we should do that because we still got. I hate to say it, Bria, we still got some ghost stories.
Yeah.
We've still got. So I'll talk about mine. You can talk about yours. Yeah, we'll do that.
All
and
right.
you have something as well, don't you?
Yeah.
You have something as well. So we should do that. Maybe save that
Nothing
for
to
another
the extent
time.
of Amateurville, but
No, neither is mine.
know.
Well, I got injured, so part of it is. Anyway,
you did, yeah.
Going to a new movie because we've done the classic. We went and saw Project Hail Mary. It started and it had been on for, I don't know, 5 minutes, and I just looked at Mickey and I thought, he is gonna love this film beyond.
Oh, I thought that's what you were opposite of what you were going to say.
No. I knew it because I liked it.
Well, I was surprised you wanted to see it in the first place.
Yeah, I did want to see it, babe, because I do like Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, he's good. Yeah.
I mean, it's Ryan Gosling, and it's basically there are other people in it, but it's basically a one-man show, isn't it, babe? The film. Yeah, with The Rock.
Well, it's
with
my favorite movie.
But just he is so good. He's just so fucking funny, and I don't know. This isn't there.
Don't get the whole Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, he's very funny. He's got great timing.
He's got great timing, but he's also got.
He's got
depth.
a great presence on screen with the.
And you want to watch him. You know, there's always something going on with him. Thank God you want to watch him, because most of the movie is him. It's basically he plays a doctor who gets fired and becomes a school teacher, and then they come. Who are they? The FBI, I don't know, who are those people?
They just say all the governments.
All the governments come and find him and take him, and I won't give any more away than that. You know, obviously he goes, as everyone knows, he becomes an astronaut because terrible things happen, so he has to, and he doesn't want to, but I won't go into that. And then he goes up, and then there's him, and then he meets another spaceship, and he meets a rock who he calls Rocky. And that's Mickey's favourite movie. So when that came on as well, I thought, oh God, here we go. This is going to be watched 50 million times. And then mentioned Rocky being the movie, being the fact that he loved him, and they're going to call him Rocky.
There's all going on.
It was all. There was lots of things that went with Rocky.
There we are then.
Yeah.
And he was a great match with Sandra Hüller too. She was great.
I was so happy.
Sandra Hüller, the
actress.
I'm probably mispronouncing her last name.
Yeah, but she's I think she's a German actress, babe. She was up for, was it not for 25, for 24.
Anatomy of a Fall and The Zone of Interest.
Anatomy of a Fall, and what was the other one, babe?
The Zone of Interest.
Zone of Interest. She was up for 2 Oscars, lead woman, in 2
Never
different films. Exactly, that was massive. And they picked her to be the female lead in this, although obviously, you know, it's mainly based on him, but it keeps flashing back to how it all began. But she was so good, wasn't she, babe? And I'm really pleased that they picked her. Just pick someone a little different.
Yeah, she was really good, and they had really good chemistry together.
Had such good chemistry together. Such good chemistry together. Okay, so I'll mention theatre because I want everyone to go and see it because it's about to finish, and it's called Dragon Mama, and this is at the Geffen. It's a trilogy. You don't have to have seen the first one. This is the second one. It's a one-woman show by Sarah Porkalob and directed by Andrew Russell. And it is so good. It's basically about her family. She plays her own mother in this one. In the very first one, which was Dragon Lady, she played her own grandmother who came over from the Philippines, and they came to San Francisco. She became a gangster or something, didn't she, and stuff. It's so good. And the second one is just her on a stage with a chair. And it's just... She is just, I mean, this girl needs to win. Whatever you can win being in theatres like the Geffen, she needs to win. Dragon Mama, and that was on till April the 12th. And throwing in a bit of restaurant, if you go to the Geffen, go to House of Meatballs. It's a tiny little cafe, restaurant place, the cutest little place, the loveliest people there, and the food is absolutely delicious. But book, because anything before the theatre, it's packed.
You won't even get,
you love the chicken masala, I love the salmon. Okay. We do have a viewer's choice, and it's my mum. So go ahead, mum.
Hi, Kate. This is Mum on the phone. I've been listening to your Ginger Gems, dear, and I'm just ringing to give you, tell you all about my favourite thing that's on the television at the moment. It's called The Other Bennett Girl. Everybody knows the story, the Jane Austen book, all about Elizabeth, her eldest sister, but this is the youngest. I don't think she's the youngest sister, but she's one of the youngest sisters, and she was the plain sister. She was the sister who nobody thought would ever marry. And the story is beautiful because she goes to London as a governess, and she meets this lovely man. There's always somebody out there that's going to find you rather sweet and attractive. It's on at the moment, so I still don't know how it ends. Speak to you soon, darling. Bye.
Ah.
Bless her.
Bless her.
Thanks, Pamela.
Right,
Anyway,
let's pick a card.
Pull the card, Ben.
It's falling out. Oh my God.
Oh, here we go.
The Master.
Oh, right.
The
Doctor Who villain.
Master. But you know what? And you know what the greatest thing about this is? It came straight after the source. Because when you live in the source, you become the master. You become your own master. You don't need to go anywhere for anything. This is great. So if anyone listened to me last week, I hope you did, and you decided to go back into yourself, sit in silence or whatever for a few minutes, start listening to your gut, start asking yourself questions, your body will react. The more you do that, the easier it is to connect, where you won't have to sit in meditation. You will just know the feeling that you get when you think of something. And you know what that makes you? The master.
Right.
It's your next step. You do step one, and that'll, of course, it takes a while, but the Master, babe, will get you
Show me that card.
Where you want to be. That is the Master.
So
it's
the card is
I'll post the card as well.
bearded man under the moon.
Under the moon. It's all
again.
there,
There's a lot
babe.
about
It's
moon
all
this
there.
week.
It's all there because you know why?
Because we're in the flow.
Because we're in the flow.
We're in the
Week
flow.
5.
Week 5.
We're in the flow. Do you know what I
Right.
mean? So that's fantastic. So everybody, keep going, keep doing what you're doing, and you will master it, and you will become the master of your own life.
Anyone you want to shame this week?
Oh, who can we shame this week? I'll tell you who I'll shame. All those bloody blokes in Manosphere.
Yeah.
Especially H.
Let's do better.
Especially Sneeko. And what's the other one? Myron. Anyway, there you go.
Okay.
Let's do better. And every teenage boy who's following that, let's do better. Boom.
Who made the gem cut?
Who made the gem cut?
Mr. Bergeron, bless him.
Oh, always.
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 Those brave travellers that are currently circling the moon.
Or what are their names, baby? Got their names? Give them a shout out.
Do you think they listen to us?
They probably
must be
are.
bored.
Yeah.
They are. What they got to do up there?
I think we're the only podcast up there.
Yeah.
So this is all for people that have traveled beyond low Earth orbit and near the moon.
Oh.
Victor Glover, first person of color.
Well done, Victor.
Christina Koch, sorry.
Well done, Christina.
The first woman.
First woman, thank
Jeremy
you.
Hansen, the first non-U.S. citizen.
Oh, good for him.
And also some firsts, distance from the Earth, distance beyond the moon, and velocity.
It's a bunch of firsts, babe.
Yeah.
You know what?
Gems.
They're all masters. They're all masters and gems. There you go.
Yeah.
All masters and gems. I'm going to stick in there, for Mickey especially, Project Hail Mary. It's you moving. Second one after Rocky. We also could put in Dragon Mama, because seriously, such a great piece of theatre. This is the reason you go to theatre, to see things like that. Classic movie, Clute.
And we'll put Louis Theroux in, not because of his subject, but because he's bringing attention to these idiots.
And he's brilliant.
Yeah, and he's brilliant.
He goes in because he's brilliant. Louis will always be a gem. And Mariella Heller for having people fight over her as a female director. Yes, she goes in.
And as always, thank you for listening. I'm going to say like and subscribe.
Remember to do the viewer's choice.
Do us a viewer's choice. Let us know so we can have something to talk about next week.
Send a voice memo in like my mum did.
Yeah.
Yeah, send a voice memo. Give it a like, subscribe. Give us your gems and any questions that you want to ask us.
There we are then.
There we are then.
See you next Tuesday.